So there you are, sitting on a toilet, wondering if the next generation Eula is worth it. I mean, physical unit. Unlike Honkai Star Rail's predecessor, Genshin Impact, physical is recognized as an element that gets love. I know, impressive, right? So, how does this generation's tuxedo mask give you value to the point where you gotta roll for him? Argenti is an erudition unit, capable of rizzing up all the enemies on the field with a rosy AoE attack. You know, in another game, this would be considered Dendro. He is capable of hitting not just 3 enemies, but all 5 enemies on the battlefield. Now, Argenti isn't a follow-up attack character like the others, such as Himiko, Herta, E4, Chinchue, formerly Mid-Yuan. Formerly Mid-Yuan. Okay, I'm just kidding there. Do not go looking and expecting him to do follow-up attacks like other characters. So when you think about follow-up attacks, they're really beneficial in, like, if you're doing like Simulate Universe or maybe some MOC, you know, there's some sort of buffs that come in that can be really beneficial. Now, what also makes Argenti really strong is his talent known as Sublime Object. This grants Argenti crit rate. Yes, that's right, crit rate, but it also stacks. For every time he attacks, basic attack, skill attack, ultimate, and it stacks up 5 times. That's really impressive. And also he gains back energy. Now, when you think about this crit rate, this is really good if you have Bronya also, which she gives you crit damage. There's also Yukon, but you know, she's like a slippery slope. Some people say, hey, it's better to play her at E6, which is understandably so correct. I have used Yukon before. It's just, you know, you gotta do a little bit of speed tuning, which is a headache itself, making sure certain units go in this cycle, this cycle, this cycle. It's a little mismatch. With relic farming, it'll be a lot easier for the crit, because all you have to worry about is crit damage, because Argenti just gives himself crit rate for his talent. Now, I don't know how much of a percentage, but because you want to have some substats with some crit rate to, you know what, crit rate could damage, you know, it also helps you out in a way too. So this gives less stress in that field, the chest piece, because it's really hard sometimes and you don't want to use your fragment remains and, you know, your resin thingy majig to go ahead and try to nail yourself a wonderful chest piece. Also, for the relics itself, of course, you want to give him the physical one, which is really good. Okay, so physical is just worth like his talent, but you hit all these enemies at once, stacks up 5% hit on the target. It's caps out at 5 times, so that's it. His burst ability comes in 2 forms. There's the enhanced one that does multiple attacks, and then there is the regular one. I believe you can use the regular one at a different state and then enhanced one at a different state. So I would use the enhanced one to probably eliminate the enemies who are really low life and don't really, I want to save myself a turn in MOC. Otherwise, I just, you know, go ahead and do the big damage and this and that. He also looks like D-Luke. Yes, he looks like D-Luke, who probably came out Karia. If you look closely on his hair, it looks like some Karia symbols from Genshin Impact. What you should consider before pulling for Argenti: do you have any other physical units that are currently in use that you really like? So think of units like Clara. She does follow attacks. As I said earlier about follow attacks, is really beneficial, but she's more counter focused, and that's how she really does damage. While Savog is really one who's attacking, so you may say Savog here. Shushang, a lot of people probably have some copies of Shushang. I have E5, so E4, she has additional break effect. She gets some speed herself. Shushang is a really unique character because she has resurgence built into her system, her ultimate itself. So like if you decide to use ultimate before a healer, Shushang will be jumped up to the top. It'd be like a little Bronya skill. Just launch up to the top and do her damage. And also, if the enemy is already weakness broken, she go to use the skill and it doesn't drain a skill point at all. MC. There's a destruction MC. There's videos out there of MC destruction form doing some really impressive stuff. But it's not really popular, but if you know what you're doing in this game, you can make anyone look really good. Luca is a dot damage dealer that I see some break effect ones and this and that. I'm sure I'm still trying to level him up myself to see what I can really do with him. But since I'm playing without really spending, I'm just, hey, it's just gonna take time before I do some stuff. But he is a strong character for that bleed. As from what I can see, you got the dot comp going on. There you go. Just save yourself a headache if you really focus on that. But if you want to change it up, have something new, sure, Argenti can be for you. He'll still apply bleed. Are you looking for another unit that can fulfill a specific role or path? if you already have a strong AoE damage dealer, do you wish to have Argenti there instead? Do you really want to replace him at the character you really built up so much? Instead of doing that, you can go ahead and focus on another 5-star unit that you don't have in your account. So think of like, if you don't have maybe like Bronya and it's a Harmony unit coming up, probably go ahead and choose Reme. Or if you need like a destruction unit, it's really good, potentially really good. Dr. Ratio, you know, there's gonna be a lot of memes out there. You don't want to miss out on the memes. You know, this is Al Hatham, but Honkai Star Rail edition. So, you know how crazy Al Hatham is and Genshin Impact. Hey, it can be really, really good too. Plus, it's imaginary, which is really good. If you don't got Don Han, maybe it's someone you can consider. Same as the last one. Does your account cry out for a support or damage dealer? If either or, go for it. Discover what your account lacks more of specifically. That is very, very important. Some of you guys got to look at your account and ask yourself, what does my account really need to progress? And MLC is like really the end game. It's so similar universe to Swarm Disaster. It's a lot of stuff. But over there, you got to really decide your buffs and how you're going to make it through. You can pretty much do with any character. Some crazy solos out there, and it's really insane. People put a lot of time and investment into that. So just make sure you evaluate your account and ask yourself, what do you really need? And if there's any other characters on your account that has copies that can be really useful, right? So with a lot of copies, your character can feel like a 5-star unit if you really think about it. You can also save yourself some jade and you can wish for a character. Just going back to my other points back before, I'm just sleeping back into it, but just giving you food for thought. Something you also got to think about is Argenti really needs some teammates to go with him to utilize his abilities. So if you play the game for a long enough time, you already know and have a common sense of what character run this character, because your damage dealer needs someone that has speed, he does AoE and stuff like that, so you want him to always do some stuff. So for Argenti, he's definitely gonna be assisting with some dot teams because he's gonna be applying bleed onto the enemies once he weakness break them. So you can take Luca out and you can still have your dot dealers doing some sideline damage there, because the light cones benefit off stacks of dots on certain targets itself. And this is really useful if he's like, if you guys are fighting a bunch of physical units who, you know, get broken and stuff like that, it'd be pretty good, pretty useful, yada yada yada. You get the picture. Tenyu is always a buffer. It's always like a must these days. If you don't have Bronya, it kind of hurts a little bit. Tenyu is like almost a must always. She is just a very essential unit to have account. She is the Bennett of Honkai Star Rail. If you don't got Bronya, you're gonna fall back on her. If you got Bronya, you're probably gonna pick Bronya. But you continue on the same team, you just you got a lot of damage out there. So something to think about. She is always good, and there's also someone like Pella who does AoE debuffing. She is very good in that, and there's also Civil Wolf. But Civil Wolf is more like a single target debuffer. And if you got a lot of speed, she can go multiple times a turn. If you really got some crazy ideas, like you're gonna debuff one guy, then you're gonna hit the ult on other guy, sure, you can do some sort of debuffing that way, but it might hurt your damage. If you focus on one target, this is really good. She's like a really good choice for that. So you just gotta fight like, I don't know, let's see, maybe Yan Chang, I don't know, but you know, before his swords come out. I don't know, just some silly little thought there. I'm just yapping. So speed is always essential, and people usually choose Asa. You know, your core supporting units will always be good. People you always kind of use in your teams always because they're just there, right? Plus having them with a hacker space, I believe that's the one that would get the 4 pieces speed up at the ultimate, goes up by 12%. You have like one of the harmony ones that if you attack with Asa a certain amount of times, you get like energy back, so you can go ahead and keep ulting off her every time her turn comes. That's really, really good. Argenti having speed, it's always good. Damage dealer, okay? If you're a player who loves Natasha, you can do some sort of crazy physical mono thing, and with the new 2-piece Simulate Universe relic, you can always give Natasha 5% more energy charge, and she gives 10% damage increase to people the same element type. So you put like Luca on a team, you put Argenti on the team, Shang team, the mono physical, everyone's gonna get that little 10% bonus stat, which is also good, I suppose. It's just something you can do if you got enough resources for that. Just want to play around with the game, sure, go ahead and go for it. And if you have Silver Wolf, I suppose you can do some sort of weird physical thing also. So these are my little thoughts about Argenti. It's something you should really consider before pulling for the character himself. He does have a really banging trailer, you know, that's really cool, whatnot. Can't wait to encounter this guy in the game. For our English version, he is the tail guy for Hua Hua, and he did a nice job with this self-monologue, memeing theatrical events. It's like he was ripped out of Fontaine itself. Man was like he is a fake character, he's a lancer, okay? Anyways, good luck wishing. Just make sure you think about this before you do the role itself. I'm Hikaro, out. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment your thoughts about the video or Argenti himself, and subscribe. See ya.